You love your cat, you care for them with all your heart, but every time you try to pick them up, they run off like they're being chased. If this has happened to you, know that you're not alone. Many cat parents go through this and wonder, does my cat not like me? In this video, we're going to unravel this feline mystery. You'll understand why some cats simply don't enjoy being held, and what you can do to change that gently, without stress, and always respecting your cat's timing and personality. Stick around, because the tips we're about to share could transform your relationship with your cat. And who knows, maybe they'll end up choosing your lap as their favorite spot in the house. And if you enjoy learning more about your pet's behavior and want to give them a happier, healthier life, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We post daily videos made with care and responsibility just for you. Understanding feline behavior. Have you noticed how cats have their own unique way of showing affection? Some will throw themselves into your lap like it's the safest place in the world, while others prefer to keep a bit of distance, watching, slowly approaching, and sometimes even running away when you try to pet them directly. And that doesn't mean they don't love you. In fact, it might just be a matter of personality, life experience, or even instinct. Cats are naturally more independent than dogs. They like to have control over their environment, their movements, and especially physical contact. For many of them, being picked up can feel like an invasion, a loss of autonomy. This is even more common in cats that weren't used to human touch as kittens. Also, a cat's behavior is shaped by their past experiences. If they've been through something traumatic, like being grabbed forcefully, hurt, or scared while being held, it's only natural that they associate that moment with something negative. Even if you're offering affection, they might interpret it as a threat. Another important factor is individual temperament. Just like people, every cat has their own personality. Some are more social, others more reserved. And that has nothing to do with love or attachment. A cat can love you deeply and still prefer to sit beside you rather than on you. So before trying to change this behavior, it's essential to understand that your cat isn't being difficult or cold. They're just being a cat. And respecting that is the first step toward building a relationship based on trust and genuine affection. Common reasons why cats avoid being held. Now that we understand that every cat has their own personality and background, it's time to take a closer look at the reasons why so many of them avoid being held. And let's be clear, it's not stubbornness, and it's definitely not a lack of affection. Most of the time, there are very real reasons behind this behavior. One of the most common is physical discomfort. If a cat is in pain, whether due to inflammation, joint issues, or even just being held in an awkward position, they'll avoid being picked up as a way to protect themselves. Cats are masters at hiding pain, so this kind of reaction might be one of the few clues that something isn't right. Another important factor is the environment. If the space is too noisy, full of sudden movements, or unfamiliar people, the cat may feel unsafe. And when a cat doesn't feel safe, they're unlikely to want to be in a vulnerable position, like being held. The same goes for changes in routine, such as renovations, visitors, or the presence of other animals. It's also possible that the cat was simply never used to being held. Cats that grew up without much physical contact with humans may find this kind of closeness strange, intrusive, or even frightening. And then there are cases where the cat associates being held with something negative. This can happen if they were grabbed forcefully, taken to the vet, or punished while being held. These experiences create emotional memories that lead them to avoid that kind of contact in the future. Lastly, even the weather can play a role. On very hot days, a cat might prefer to stretch out on the floor, far from any extra warmth. On colder days, they might seek closeness, but that doesn't necessarily mean they want to be held. Sometimes just being nearby is enough. Recognizing these signs and understanding what's behind the refusal is essential. That way, you can adjust how you approach your cat, respect their boundaries, and create a more welcoming environment so they can gradually feel more comfortable with physical contact. How to get your cat used to being held. Now that you understand why many cats avoid being held, let's talk about what really matters. How to change that with kindness, patience, and respect for your cat's timing. The good news is that in most cases, it is possible to get a cat used to being held, but it requires a gentle and gradual approach. The first step is to respect your cat's pace. Don't force contact or catch them off guard. Cats like to feel in control, so it's important that they choose to come closer. Start by creating moments of closeness without picking them up. Sit near them, speak in a calm voice, and offer affection when they're open to it. This helps build trust. Next, associate being held with something positive. You can use treats, toys, or even those ear rubs they love so much. The goal is for them to start seeing your arms as a pleasant place to be. But be careful. These moments should be short at first. Hold your cat for just a few seconds, and if they seem comfortable, gradually increase the time. Choosing the right moment also makes a big difference. Try when your cat is more relaxed, like after a meal or during a light nap. Avoid picking them up when they're active, playing, or exploring. And if possible, use a blanket or cushion on your lap. It adds comfort and security and keeps familiar scents close. Another key point is to watch for signs of discomfort. If your cat starts squirming, meowing, flattening their ears, or trying to get away, respect that. Stop before they get irritated. This shows you understand their boundaries, and that kind of respect strengthens the bond between you. Over time, many cats begin to accept and even enjoy being held. But remember, the goal isn't to force a change in behavior. It's to build a relationship based on affection that honors your pet's individuality. Every small step forward is already a big win. And here's a fun fact. Did you know that many cats have a subtle way of showing they trust you, even without sitting in your lap? It's what some experts call the invisible lap. It happens when a cat chooses to lie down very close to you, sometimes just touching you with the tip of a paw or staying just a few inches away. This behavior is a quiet way of saying, I trust you, but I still need my space. For many cats, that's just as meaningful as being held. So if your cat does this, celebrate it. They're including you in their territory, and that's a clear sign of connection. As we've seen throughout this video, the fact that a cat doesn't want to be held doesn't mean they don't love you. In reality, it might simply be a matter of habit, personality, or past experiences. What matters most is respecting their timing, paying attention to their signals, and building that relationship with patience and care. Every small step forward is already a win. And even if your cat never becomes a lap cat, they can still show affection in many other ways. Through looks, gentle approaches, purring, or even just lying down near you. If you enjoyed these tips and want to keep learning more about feline behavior, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Give this video a like, share it with someone who has a more reserved cat, and tell us in the comments. Does your cat enjoy being held, or do they prefer to keep a little distance? Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.